But you know what is more disturbing is that the unemployment rate of young South Africans, the majority of the population are young people. So this is a deep situation. Sits at 56%. That's over half of the population of young people in South Africa. And that, my friends, is a problem. And welcome back to my channel, Vmapers. But you guys can call me Tumi, and thank you so much for watching. Now guys, this topic is very dear to my heart because one, I am a South African graduate. I personally have my own struggles and after university that I feel like nobody told me about when I got into the real adulting world. I was just prepared for uni, but I was not prepared for life after uni. So what I did in this video is I approached a couple of young professionals, females to be specific, and I asked them to share their personal journeys about life after uni as truthful as they could. And I just want to start by appreciating everyone who participated in this. I truly appreciate you doing this, especially during the lockdown, because you know that all of us finna sleep at this time. Like, people are lazy, but you guys took it upon yourselves to help in raising awareness about this issue, and also just provoking and conversations around the topic of unemployment, especially in this country, also life after university. So I hope you guys enjoy. I categorized this video into about 8 questions for these people, and I believe they will give us an idea, and in the end I'll give you guys my personal opinion about everything discussed.
I studied television producing.
I studied BCom in digital marketing.
I studied a BSc in biological sciences in my undergrad, and my postgraduate was a postgraduate diploma in chemical engineering.
And I studied a Bachelor of Arts in Motion Picture, and in my honors I majored in script writing.
I studied marketing management.
So I studied a BA in motion picture, and I majored in producing. That's what I wanted to do in the industry.
I have a Bachelor of Arts degree in communication from Desa University here in Kenya, and I also have a postgraduate degree in television production from AFTER in South Africa.
I studied a Bachelor of Science in Biological Sciences. I majored in biochemistry and genetics.
I studied business sciences, a double major in economics and accounting.
I definitely followed demand more than passion. It was second or third option closest to what I wanted to study at the time, which was communications.
I definitely followed my passion when choosing my career.
I initially wanted to get into medicine, and when I didn't get into medicine, I was told that, listen, if you do a BSc, it'll help you get into medicine. Undergrad was definitely passion. I was like, I'm gonna do this BSc, get into medicine, you know.
I would say I followed my passion. I believe that you could add on to your passion, or it just takes a left turn. So right now I feel like I'm more passionate about something else.
I did not follow passion. I was kind of confused. I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I ended up going into marketing. There were a lot of opportunities in the career choice.
So I followed my passion. I did not want to be one of those people where they're just working a 9 to 5 in an office and they're not happy and they are not feeding their fire.
Actually, I grew up wanting to be a doctor. And from what I know, most students that don't make it into medicine the first time around always do it through a BSc. But I ended up actually loving the course in first year, and that's when I actually decided I do not want to be a doctor anymore, but I wanted to be a scientist.
So when I finished high school, I knew that I wanted to do communication, so it was a no-brainer. I just applied for the course and pursued it. For my postgraduate, it came as a result of my undergrad. I did television production to add to what I had learned in communication.
Quite interesting, I didn't follow any of those. I followed what I thought would probably make me seem acceptable to my parents, which is business.
Looking for a job post-graduation was not easy.
It's real. It's hard. You will cry. If you don't guard yourself, you can fall into depression, anxiety, and all those things, you know.
And there's people that have got way more experience than I do.
And this is not just like from myself, even with people who I graduated with, they share the same complaints with me.
Although in 2019 I was blessed enough to secure an internship in what I studied, but I feel as though it was stagnant and I didn't grow, and it's back to square one trying to find a job again. So it's really difficult finding a job.
Finding a job was not easy at all. So basically I started off as a volunteer.
After my postgraduate, getting a job really didn't take long. It only took, I think, a month. Yeah, a month after my postgraduate, and I got a job.
By God's grace, I am an employed citizen.
A little bit. It has not come in as useful as I thought it would at the time.
I think that my degree has come in useful. I don't think I'd know what I know now had I not studied.
I wouldn't exactly say that, yeah, definitely I paid so much money and it was worth it. You know, I don't think that you should put a quantity on education, you know. I think education should be given and, you know, the opportunity should be there. So I wouldn't really say it was value for money.
My qualification has come in useful, not necessarily in terms of the money that we spent on it, but I think that the knowledge that I've acquired, it kind of helps me in my day-to-day life.
My degree has been useful to some degree, I guess, to some point, because I could, with script writing, I could become like a drama teacher, you know.
I was a commissioning intern for Mzansi Magic and it was so amazing. Beautiful, guys. With that, I think I've gotten value for money, but not monetary wise. Value for money in terms of the information and how much I learned with regards to the industry and how things work.
For my postgraduate, it's also been really useful. I learned so much. I think I learned more than I did in my undergrad. And I'm currently an online content producer, so it's useful. I still use the knowledge I gained from my postgraduate. So I believe it's also useful and I got the value for money.
The research part of my degree and the fact that in science you use a lot of you need to use critical thinking, problem solving, all of those things. I think those are the things that I still am using right now. Value for the money? Not sure about that. Definitely not. South African universities cost a lot of money.
All the money that I paid worth it? Yes, I think it was definitely worth it. One, because it's pretty much like a double major degree.
Financial aspects of adulting. I do wish that managing finances was a course offered somewhere in varsity or in high school, because it is real.
That rave on experience than education.
The adult realities of unemployment are real. You will feel it. Had I just been 100% not doing anything except looking for a job and being unemployed, it's real, you know, because you're not a kid anymore.
These are the realities that you face every day. Bills, bills, bills. People your age are doing something. What are you doing? And that's always something that's going to be at the back of your head.
At least I don't have to worry about a roof over my head or where my next meal is going to come from because I live at home. So one of the realities that I face is that it's very hard to stay motivated when you are continuously applying, like all the time. And if you're lucky, you might get like 1 or 2 emails that say you do not qualify.
For me, the biggest one is all the expectations now increase. Like, parents, black parents, guys, we love them, but of course there was a lot of expectations at home. I won't call it black tax, but just by virtue of working, people think you have money, but people don't realize that when you start working, you actually need to plan everything for yourself. That pushed me to really want to understand my money and how I use it and just be financially wise as well.
I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if it's the government's job or role or responsibility.
I think the SA government could do way better. They need to ask, maybe get some advice from us who are struggling to find work.
The sad reality with the South African government is when they speak of job creations. Okay, fine. Here there'll be more cleaners, mechanics or plumbers, and those are so essential to our communities, but for graduates, they're not doing even the bare minimum.
For instance, right now that we are under quarantine in South Africa, there's recently been a thread on Twitter about celebrities teaching kids online. I mean, where did they study? So it's about who you are in this industry. In South Africa, rather. It's about who you are.
I mean, I do see the posts that are available. I see the internships. I do apply. I've been applying. But it's like you apply and then it's the same as when posts come out. You go to the police station to go certify your documents and there is a line that's like really long, and you think most probably all of these people, they also got the same heads up that I got or the same message that I got. So what are the chances?
The government is doing nothing for graduates to get work, guys. In the industry, it is about who you know, where you know them from, how you know them, and if they are going to benefit from you or you are going to benefit from them.
There's corruption everywhere you go. You need to know people, you need to be connected, unfortunately.
I believe that in collaboration, and I believe that if government works well together with the private sector to give opportunities to young South Africans, I think the country will go somewhere.
So they're doing what they can, but there's always room for improvement.
I am actually back at university. Now I am studying what I've always wanted to study. I'm doing communications at UNISA.
I think I would go back to university. I'm a television producer. At my university, I had the luxury of an edit suit, the luxury of equipment, the luxury of a crew that is mandatory there to help me, So I think I'd go back with the knowledge I have now and just put on more effort in creating stories that I want.
As much as university, it's just a whole lot of ups and downs and not sleeping and is this the dose of everything? I think I would go back. Granted the opportunity to really follow my dreams and passion, I would definitely go back to university.
Definitely, I'm going back next year, so yay.
In a heartbeat. It's easier being a student any time of the year, any day of the week. I would go back in a heartbeat.
I would definitely like to go back to university, but not full time, and I would not start another degree afresh unless it's going to benefit my life in the way that I want it to benefit.
So I'm planning on starting my master's this year, which I hope is still possible after this pandemic is over.
I definitely would. Let me just be vulnerable and be open about it. Yes, I'm in the process of actually applying to study overseas. Well, of course, after this whole corona thing is is finish, you know. I'm exercising my faith that it will finish and I will be able to actually study in another country. Whether that is at the end of this year or next year or in 2 years' time, it will still happen.
I actually think I would study for the rest of my life. I think so.
Personally, just to make this a bit more personal, just for 2 seconds, personally, life after varsity has never been easy. Oh, by the way, I studied a motion picture degree in motion picture degree, and I majored in producing, both in my undergrad and my postgrad. Now I'm doing my MFA. That's out of the way. Now, one of the lessons that my dad taught me about life and the rule of success as a young professional is that not only do you need the knowledge, you need the skill and also the network. So these are the 3 rules of success. You cannot dodge them. Under no circumstances can you do that. Now, what I did wrong, which I'm trying to encourage somebody out there who's watching to not do, is when I was in varsity, and listen, I'm not advocating for people not taking their studies very seriously, not at all. Please do not misinterpret what I'm saying right now. But when I was in varsity, I was highly focused on getting the good grades and doing well solely at school. But I neglected the part of building a very good network. Well, how am I saying this? When some of my peers in my field were out on weekends, working, trying to gain experience and the network they needed that they can use to compete after they are studying, they have studied, I was just focused on the good grades, and that came as a disadvantage once I finished, especially in my field of practice, because it's a very practical industry. Being an artist, it really worked at my disadvantage because I had the skill, I had the knowledge, I had the skill, but I did not have the network, which is part of the 3 key things that you need as a professional and somebody who is striving for success. So just be careful. Don't be that person who is solely focused on the school alone, but you need to be open-minded. You need to branch yourself into your industry so that the transition between you moving from varsity into the workforce is much better. How do I say do this? Go to business seminars, go to functions that are in relation to your field, you know, make relationships with people who are key role players, make good relationships in varsity because some people can help you, you know, just so that you can enter the market easy. Remember, nobody is waiting for you in this industry, whatever industry you're in. Nobody's waiting for you to graduate with their hands open up, waiting to embrace you. No one is waiting for you. In fact, the doorkeepers are holding the doors so tight to stop you from entering because they know the impact that you can make, and they are afraid of what you can bring to the table, especially as a young black professional. So just like, be more intentional about your moves. Apply the 3 rules of success: knowledge, skill, and network, and trust me, you will make it after varsity. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Please remember to like the video, to subscribe to the video, to subscribe to my channel, and also share this video. I believe it can help a lot of people, especially during this time, COVID-19, and the realities of unemployment that we are facing now, and people being retrenched and all of that because of the pandemic. So please do share this video to as many people as you can, and let's make a difference.